Hello everyone, welcome back to the Math and Spanish Magic Academy. Today we're going to learn how to solve linear equations. So let's take a look at the first example. So we have 3x plus 5 equals 20. Okay, so whenever we're solving linear equations, we have to take a look at our variable. In this case, the variable is the letter, so we have to isolate or leave x alone. In order for us to leave x alone, we have to get rid of the other terms. Okay, so first we're going to get rid of the plus 5. That's the first term that we're going to get rid of. So you have plus 5. So the opposite of addition is subtraction. So we're going to do the opposite, negative 5 on both sides. We're going to subtract it with the other constant, which is 20. And now what do we have left on the left side of the equation? We're going to have 3x equals 20 minus 5. Both of them are constants, so we subtract them, is equal to 15. Now we have to isolate x. Our objective is to have the variables on one side of the equation, which is on the left side, and then the constants or numbers on the right side of the equation. So the 3 and the x, they're together. Whenever you have the coefficient, which is 3, and your variable together, that means that they're multiplying. And what is the opposite of multiplication? Division. So you're going to divide both sides by 3 so we can leave x alone. So we're going to have x equals 15 divided by 3, and 15 divided by 3 equals 5. And here we already solved our equation. Now, I always recommend students to check their answers. How are we going to check our answers? We're going to substitute on the original equation, 3x plus 5 equals 20. We're going to substitute our value that we got, 5. So 3 times 5 plus 5 equals 20. So 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 5 equals 20. So we simplify, 15 plus 5 is 20. So 20 equals to 20? Yes, that is correct. Okay, if it doesn't equal, like if you get 18 equals to 20, that means something is wrong on your first process. Okay, so here we already solved our first example. Now we're going to complete another one here. Okay, now let's do another one. Now here we're going to have an example that has parentheses. Okay, equal to 10. So this parentheses means that the 2 is going to multiply the x, and that the 2 is going to multiply also the negative 4. So the 2 is going to multiply everything that is inside the parentheses. So let's start with that. So 2 times x is 2x. Then 2 times negative 4. Remember, there's a negative sign here. Don't forget about that. So 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 equals to 10. Then I have to simplify, right? I have to isolate x. Remember, isolate means to leave x alone, and we're going to leave the x alone on the left side. So we have to move the rest of the terms to the right side of the equation where the 10 is. Okay, so let's take a look at negative 8. It's subtracting, right? It says a negative, so the opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to do plus 8 on both sides. And what do I have left on the left side of the equation? I have a 2x equals, and then 10 plus 8 is 18. Okay, then we have to isolate x still. So the 2 and the x are together, so that means that they're multiplying. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. This cancels out. And then x equals 18 divided by 2. And 18 divided by 2 is 9. So I already solved this equation. And remember to always check your answers, okay? So I'm gonna substitute on the original equation. So I'm gonna be 2 and then parentheses 9 minus 4 equals 10. Remember, order of operations. You always do what is inside the parentheses. So 9 minus 4 is 5. Then I distributed property 2 times 10. 2 times 5 is 10. So 10 equals 10. So we're correct. So here we are solved an equation where it involved parentheses. Great job. So now let's continue with the last example. So here we're going to solve an equation that involves fractions. So we're going to have 5x divided by 2 minus 3 equals 7. Okay, so here we have a fraction. Okay, so we have to isolate x, okay, and get rid of everything, okay, that is outside the x. So let's start. We're going to start first with the negative 3. So it's negative 3, so the opposite of negative is positive. So I'm going to do plus 3 on both sides, plus 3. And what do I have left on the left side of the equation? 5x divided by 2 equals 7 plus 3 is 10. Okay, so here I already got rid of the negative 3. I move it as opposite plus 3 on both sides. So now I have to get rid of, be careful on this part because it's the tricky part. What would I get rid of first, the 5 or the 2? It should be the 2. You always get rid of the denominator first. So the 2 is dividing the 5x. So what is the opposite of division? Multiplication. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. This cancels out. And I'm going to multiply by 2. So I'm going to have 5x on the left side equals 10 times 2, 20. Okay, and then I'm going to isolate x. The 5 and the x are multiplied. The opposite is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And then x equals 20 divided by 5 is 4. So x equals 4. I already solved this equation. And remember to always check your answers with the original equation. 5x over 2 minus 3 equals 7. I substitute x with 4. 5 times 4 divided by 2 minus 3 equals 7. We simplify. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 divided by 2 minus 3 equals 7. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 minus 3 equals 7. So 7 is equal to 7. So we are correct. Okay, so we just finished doing solving equations involving addition, subtraction, fractions, and also with parentheses. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. If you have any questions, if you have a math, English, or even a Spanish topic or lesson that you want to be covered, just drop a message, a comment, or a message and let me know, and I'll be happily here to help you. Thank you and see you later.